Rick Allen Lippert here, talking with Jim about his roof. Jim, why did you call McRoof in the first place?
I'd heard an advertisement on the radio, and I already had a couple of bids, so I decided I'd get a third bid. I kind of think of 3 is the magic number.
Of those bids, you were ready to write a check and just do the roof, right?
Yes.
So what happened next?
Scott came by to make a bid, look at the roof, and he got to talking about insurance, and I said, well, my insurance ain't going to pay anything. He said, are you sure? And I said, well, they were out about a year ago, and found a little hail damage, not enough to even exceed my deductible, so I assumed they wouldn't pay. He said he would look at it, and he thought maybe he could get the insurance company to make some payment on it.
And did he?
Yes, he did.
What was the difference between what they initially offered and what they ultimately paid?
Well, they initially offered $0. Ultimately, they paid everything but $15,000 on a $160,000 roof.
I'd say that's a pretty good return, wouldn't it?
It's a fair return.
So, Jim, tell me about the two estimates that you had from the other roofers and how much they were versus what you ended up putting on your roof.
I had one estimate for approximately $73,000. The second estimate was approximately $85,000 to $86,000. Roughly a comparable roof by both parties, and both were reputable. The first bid I got was from a gentleman who put this roof on originally back 20 years ago, so I knew he was reputable. He now works for another company, but he's a real honest guy. So those were two good bids that I knew would be, a good roof. But they weren't the high impact roof we had. It wasn't with the copper flashings, etc. And it just wasn't a quality roof that I did get from Scott.
Jim, you were ready to write a check for $75,000 in that ballpark, right. And then because Scott was able to take it to the insurance company and work his magic, because he speaks insurance like nobody else, exactly. He was able to get a roof that was quite a bit better than what the other guys were offering.
Yes, we got a high impact type roof with continuous venting, and like I mentioned, copper flashings, etc. And it was a much better roof than I would have had otherwise. And it cost me $12,000 versus around $85,000. So
pretty good dang deal.
I was fairly happy.
I would imagine so. Tell me about your expectations of roofers and how McRoof exceeded those expectations.
Well, I had never had a roof done before other than on a house originally, so I'd never paid for a roof out of pocket, just a roof only. So I never had any dealings with them. I had a lot of people that had trouble with roofers. I knew roofers came out of Texas when we had tornadoes and, ripped people off quite often. You'd hear about it on the radio, so I didn't expect much out of roofers. Thought I'd have to watch pretty closely and probably have some arguments over things. And so I did not expect a good experience by any stretch of the imagination. Turned out it was an extremely pleasant experience, and I found out that there are some roofers that are very professional and do exactly what they say, and that's what Scott did. He did everything he said he would do, except for 2 or 3 nails we found later, but a minor occurrence.
Well, it is springtime, and they do grow over the winter.
Yes, I found out that they do.
Did Scott keep you informed along the way about what the insurance company was doing and what to expect from them?
He almost kept me informed too often. Yes, he kept me informed sometimes on a daily basis. He always called me ahead of time when something either was changed or wasn't going to meet a schedule, because we were doing it in the wintertime, and I was amazed we got it done the way we did. I expected it to take 4 to 5, 6 weeks. Because it was winter, and we just lucky found a nice weather pattern. So, but yes, he kept me totally informed. some things had to be delayed because of delivery. We had weather, I think, once or twice we had to slow down, but I was always informed of when they would be here. They were always here very close to when he said they would be. And I was totally surprised that I was so well informed. I was amazed by the crews and his foreman of the crews. They very professional. I never seen anyone work any harder than those guys did. You know, they were just amazing. And the other thing, of course, I always check, being a businessman myself, is I check the insurance. Some roofers I've heard about don't carry proper insurance, because you get someone hurt on a roof, and if you don't have proper insurance, they're going to come after you as a house owner. They may not get to you or not, I don't know, but they will, you know, they will come after you in a lawsuit. Not just the roofer. They name everyone that they can name. So his insurance was very quality insurance. I had my insurance man check it out.
Good, good. Did you notice that his contractor registration number is top of the list?
No, I didn't really notice that.
Okay.
Not something I would have thought to check.
Well, it is. It's up right up there.
One thing we need to talk about, though.
Okay.
I did call Better Business Bureau. He was the only roofer that I looked at that had no complaints at the Better Business Bureau. 0 complaints. And I knew that if you had 0 complaints, because some people complain about minor things, to have 0 complaints had to speak really highly of him. So that's really what made my final decision.
So I happen to know that this job is a big job, 160 squares, steep pitch roof. How long did it take to complete, and how many crews did Scott have working for you?
He told me going into the job that he would have 2 crews because of the size of the house, and he did have 2 crews. And I thought it would take probably 4 weeks from what I had seen people. Had some friends who had roofs done, and they did our house in 2 weeks. Just amazing to me that they could possibly do it.
And that was even with a little weather delay.
Yes, we had a couple of days we couldn't do anything, yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, my wife was ready for a real nightmare, and they cleaned it all up. And they cleaned it up as they went. They didn't tear everything off and leave a mess everywhere. They cleaned it in sections as they went, which was a great way of doing it, which my dad taught me years ago. You know, you're working on something, keep your workplace clean. It's way more efficient, and that's what they did. Instead of running over stuff that they had in the way, they cleaned it as they went in sections, which is very professional.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good to know. Jim, thank you for your testimonial today.
You're welcome. I recommend Scott anytime anyone wants to call me. I'd be glad to talk to him.
Okay.
I'd have him re-roof my roof. I hope I never do another one. I will call Scott if I do.
All right. Thank you.